After showing the OPPO X 2021 rollable concept smartphone recently, Chinese tech giant OPPO today introduced its very first foldable smartphone, the Find N. As you will notice, unlike competing mainstream brands, OPPO didn't join the race to launch the first foldable smartphone in 2018. They also have a prototype in 2019, but they didn't turn it into an actual product. Likely, the reason behind that is the company feels that this tech is not yet mature. They could be right, as both outward and inward folding smartphones of today have pros and cons. Outward folding phones have a near creaseless design, but it isn't as protected as inward folding phones. Meanwhile, all inward folding phones today have an awkward and annoying looking crease. When folded, they're often too tall, making the overall phone experience a bit weird as well. According to OPPO, the Find N represents a fresh and a new approach to the next generation forms of foldable smartphones, and it might have solved a lot of those issues. Anyway, this is Peter of GIZGUIDEPH. Like and subscribe to our channel, and let's check it out. First, let's unbox the device. The box arrived in a simple rectangular form factor with a subtle embossed print of the OPPO Find N branding. When you open the box, you will be greeted by the device immediately. Next, you will find a small box containing a 33 watts power brick, followed by another paper container with the paper docks and the SIM ejector tool. Underneath, it has the VOOC capable USB-A to USB-C data or charging cable. Upon closer look at the phone, we notice that it has a screen protector on the cover screen as well. What's missing in the package is a freebie earphones with a mic. Build quality and design. Checking the body of the phone, there is no denying that this is a premium device. OPPO claims that it took them 4 years and 6 generations of experimenting with the range of form factors, hinge designs, and screen materials before they were able to come up with the Find N. When folded, the back cover of the device is made out of a half 3D curved glass with a Gorilla Glass Victus protection, the highest protection today. The camera island has a metallic material as well. When flipped, you will find a 2.5D curved cover screen with Gorilla Glass Victus protection as well. When open, it has a large LTPO AMOLED screen with a layer of flexion ultra-thin glass that is just 0.03mm. OPPO claims that this is a 12-layer serene display that is slimmer than the 0.6mm for regular smartphone glass, which allows it to easily bend while still providing good durability. In fact, this feels as durable, if not more durable, than the flexible display of Samsung foldables. OPPO claims that this can be folded over 200,000 times, verified by TÜV. The hinge also feels like high-quality metal. OPPO is calling this the flexion hinge with 136 components with a precision of 0.1mm for a gapless design when folded. The benefit of having a gapless design is it will make the device thinner when folded, and it provides better protection on the display from scratches. This is a device that is made out of sturdy materials. The SIM tray part also has a rubber stopper, suggesting that it is resistant to accidental water splashes. I would have just liked it even better if it has an IP rating. Design-wise, we are impressed. This is compact and neat. It is available in purple, black, and white. The unit that we have is a black variant with a glittery glass and a film lamination for a shimmering effect on the base layer. When folded, it is like a compact smartphone with a 5.49-inch screen that you can easily use even with one-hand operation. As expected, it has slim bezels and a top center notch to house the selfie camera. It is just a bit thick at 15.9mm, but it is still slimmer than a lot of foldable phones today. As mentioned, it has a 3D curved design that is comfortable to hold. It is not that slippery and prone to fingerprint smudges as well. When opened, you will be greeted with a large 7.1-inch display for multimedia consumption and multitasking with a landscape aspect ratio. The impressive thing about this display is it has less crease compared to most inward folding smartphones of 2021. OPPO and TÜV are claiming that it has 80% less noticeable crease versus other devices, and we agree. Combined with its use of a high-quality LTPO AMOLED panel, 1 to 120Hz refresh rate, FHD+ resolution, and slim bezels with a top left punch hole for the selfie camera, the viewing experience is pretty impressive. When you play an HD video on streaming platforms like YouTube or iQIYI, the black borders on the top and bottom are lesser than other foldable smartphones with a taller form factor. The main screen is more like two smartphone displays with a wider aspect ratio instead of two tall panels. For me, that makes the Find N easier to hold on tablet mode and easier to navigate when you use the split screen lever. It also has the so-called flex form mode, which can make the device stand on its own when placed on a flat surface similar to a laptop. This could be great when you use the selfie cam of the smartphone as a mirror or take hands-free selfies, video calls, and more. Using the rear cameras, this mode could be useful when you shoot time lapses or when you use the expert mode to take long exposure shots. OPPO said that this could be useful too if you want to watch videos. It is just not working in all of the apps that I personally use though. Maybe a future update will make this feature compatible with more apps. But overall, we are pleased with the functionalities presented by its unique design. The other highlight of the smartphone is the cameras. At the back, it uses a massive 1/1.56-inch 50-megapixel f1.8 Sony IMX776 sensor with omnidirectional PDAF and OIS. It is paired with a 16-megapixel f2.2 Sony IMX 481 14mm ultra-wide-angle camera and a 13MP f2.2 Samsung S5K3M5 f2.4 52mm telephoto sensor. The camera island also include a dual-tone LED flash. For selfies, you will find a 32-megapixel f2.4 shooter on both the cover screen and on tablet mode. The camera UI is intuitive and feature-rich. Most of the features we like from other premium OPPO smartphones are here as well. For the camera samples, it takes high-quality images in most lighting conditions. Daylight images are superb whether you use the primary cam, ultra-wide cam, or zoom cameras. Even in a slightly against the light condition, the HDR effect will properly kick. The colors are punchy but not oversaturated as well. For close-ups, the 50-megapixel primary cam can produce a natural background blur. When you use the telecamera, it blurs the background even more. The weakness is it doesn't have super zoom or super macro. They're nice to have features, but let's be honest, most will not use them often. For indoors, the quality is consistent from the primary cam, ultra-wide cam to 2x telephoto. If the lighting is good, you can even take close-up shots with impressive bokeh. For portrait mode, the edge detection could be a bit better, but this is still decent. In the dark, even if you don't use the night mode, results are alright with minimal grain. Surprisingly, the output from the ultra-wide cam is not bad even if it has a smaller sensor size. When you use the night mode, you'll get shots with a bit more saturation, but the exposure from the light sources will be better. Overall, shots will be crisper as well. For videos, it records up to 4K at the back and 1080p per selfies. The super steady mode with a bit of a crop only works at 1080p though. As of the moment, unfortunately, our time with the device is too short for us to be able to come up with the full review. The software is also the Chinese version, so there's no Google Play Store out of the box and some apps are not working. But we enjoyed a lot of things that we briefly experienced with it. In particular, we like its landscape form factor when unfolded and the compact yet large and wide enough screen when folded. Of course, the near no crease and no gap design are very impressive. Nearly everything about it screams high-end as well. The processor is super fast even for gaming. It has a high refresh rate on tablet mode. The battery is fairly large at 4,500 mAh and the cameras are mostly great and the fingerprint scanner is accurate. They could have made the charging speed faster, but the 33 watts it is using is faster than the 25 watts of competing foldables. It even has a 15 watts wireless charging that works. Of course, like all smartphones, the Find N has a few shortcomings. Number 1. As mentioned, I love the screen size, but it would have been better if it has a higher refresh rate on the cover screen as well. Number 2. There is no water and dust resistance rating. Number 3. This is not OPPO's fault entirely, but SD888 heats up on demanding tasks. Number 4. It would have been more comfortable to hold if the weight is a bit less. Most of them are just nitpicks though. This is still the most refined foldable smartphone that we ever tested yet. For me, this is also the best foldable smartphone in the market today. By the time we are making this video, OPPO hasn't revealed the SRP of this product yet. There is no info if it will launch in other parts of the world, including the Philippines. Rest is assured that we will have those details in the description once it is available. Again, this is Peter of GIZGUIDEPH.com and thank you so much for watching. Stay safe!